What's up, tea drinkers? Who's ready to spill? Welcome to The Tea with KG, hosted by your girl, Kaylee Grace. Here you'll find your weekly boost of real talk mixed with laughter, healing, and all of those vulnerable, messy moments in between. The Tea with KG is a safe space for you to show up exactly as you are. We are here to share real-life stories from around the globe and be a community of love, joy, and celebrating life. This is a real deal show, so there will be coarse language and sensitive topics discussed. The most beautiful stories oftentimes emerge from the darkest of places, and we're here to explore it all. There's room for everyone at this tea time, so grab your drink of choice, spark it up, or just relax and soak it up. Cheers, and let's spill. What's up, tea drinkers? We are back with another episode of The Tea with KG. It's your girl, Kaylee Grace, coming at you. It is March 7th, full moon in Virgo. It is on. I'm sure you've been feeling it because you know I've been feeling it. I just wanted to do a little quick recap on February. It was such a busy, awesome, and exciting month for us here at The Tea with KG. So much celebrating, so many giveaways, so much awesomeness, so much love, so much light, all the good things. So on February 22nd, that was our 1-year anniversary of The Tea with KG. Whoop, whoop. So again, sending my gratitude out to each and every listener and viewer for tuning in. This community that we are building would not be possible without each and every one of you integrating your energy in. So I appreciate that so much. So we did our Sex with Shauna series giveaway. That was super exciting. That was from our Valentine's Day episode. So we had a lucky winner, one of my OG tea drinkers. She's been with us since day one, biggest cheerleader. She was our winner, so I'm so happy for her. She won an amazing prize from Shauna and myself. If you're curious as to what that prize was, you can check out episode 52. It was the first episode in the Sex with Shauna series. So she is our resident sex therapist, counselor, amazing, amazing human. And yeah, if you're curious what juicy goodies Shauna had to give away, check out episode 52. And just a little hint dropping, as the Sex with Shauna series continues, there may possibly be more giveaways. So if you are curious, definitely check those out, because there's tons of amazing information that we should be talking about. It should just be the norm that we have this information at our fingertips. So I'm so happy and grateful that Shauna has agreed to come on and do this series with us to educate us, answer your questions. Nothing's off limits. She has seen it all. So if you do have questions or anything like that, be sure to reach out. Shauna is an open book, super easy to talk to. Fraser Valley Sex Therapist is her Instagram and Facebook handle, so be sure to check her out. We've got another episode in our series coming out this month. We're going to do one every month, so if you missed out on that giveaway, there will be another episode coming up this month where you could get in on some awesome giveaway action. I also wanted to send out a little reminder. The 1-year giveaway I am doing with Timber Revival Woodworking. You have until tonight to get your entry in. It's Pacific Standard Time, so for all my people in the East Coast, there is tons of time for you to listen to episode 53, and that was the happy 1-year episode with Kelsey and B. Murphy, so make sure you check that out. That giveaway is not done yet. We still have time, so listen to the episode and you will find out exactly how you can enter. If you're curious what the giveaway is, check out my Instagram or Facebook page, The Tea with KG, and there's a nice little swipe through there. You can check out some awesome prizes that you could win on behalf of myself and the beautiful Murphys. So I'm feeling a little under the weather today, everyone, so I'm actually recording from my bed. This is a first time for me. I've never recorded from bed before. Probably for the best because I would get way too comfy, but yeah, it's a fun little way to switch it up for today. I thought we could do a little podcast action from bed. So if anyone else is listening to this in their bed, happy bedtimes. So like I said earlier, it is the full moon in Virgo tonight, March 7th. As we know, full moon, everyone jokes. They know when there's a full moon. Any nurses listening, I know you know. My mom is a nurse, so she would always know when there was a full moon because Everyone's energies are a little heightened at these times, and it can showcase itself in many different ways depending on who you are, what your trauma is, what emotions you're dealing with, what's going on in your life. There's so many ways the full moon can come up and affect us. You know, whatever your birth chart is can also have an effect, what your signs are in each of the different planets, depending on where these planets are moving. And as we all know, the moon, it affects our emotions, right? That first and foremost, that moon energy, it's all about the emotions. It's about what's hidden coming to the surface. I don't know about you, but I am definitely feeling this. Like on my healing journey, I always say this. I know I say it all the time, but it really does fascinate me. Yes, it takes me out at the knees sometimes, and I am just like, I don't know if I can keep going. I definitely have those moments where I'm like, I'm done. Like, you just want to give up. And it's kind of a foreign thing for me because I've never really had that type of attitude or mindset throughout my life. I've always been like, we can do it. Everything will be okay. It's going to work out. But when life keeps on humbling you and throwing different challenges your way, it can get taxing at times, especially I think if you're doing things or, for instance, your job, or if you're surrounded by certain people, or if you're in a certain place that's not in your true alignment and truly isn't serving your highest good at this time. I really do feel like that can amplify those feelings of, hopelessness or not knowing what move to make next, or just being plain exhausted and having zero energy to put towards your dreams or those extra things you want to do, whatever it looks like for you. Because we're all different, and that's the beautiful thing about our world, right? Whatever your dreams are, those are valid, FYI, and you can do anything. But life, if we could just achieve our dreams at the snap of a finger, we would all be doing our dreams right now. And it's not to say, like, you guys know, I am pro, like, I truly do believe we can all achieve anything we want. But I will never say that it's easy, because it's not. Going after your dreams, like, sure, yes, there are people in this world who may have a slightly easier time doing so. But it's all about the hand you've been given, what you choose to do with your life, what kind of mindset you put out there. Also, your karmic ties, your generational curses in the family, like that stuff's in your DNA. It's in your blood. And it takes a very strong individual to break certain ties that are not healthy. It's not to say all your family ties are unhealthy. That's not it at all. There are some things that are awesome, some great traditions that you've learned through your family that are healthy and beautiful and amazing and filled with love. But there's also those coping mechanisms and, financial situations. There's so many different factors that can be passed down generation to generation. It's because at a young age, you're taught certain things, right? Like, for instance, let's talk about money. If you heard growing up all the time, money doesn't grow on trees, and there was constantly this scarcity mindset around it, it may be more challenging for you as you grow to remove yourself from that. Or it could be the complete opposite. Maybe you grew up and you're like, fuck this, I'm not going to have this for my life, nuh-uh. And you go a different direction. Regardless, though, even if you want different things for your life, it can still be challenging to rework that subconscious and get those thoughts reworking, because sometimes logically you're like, no, I know, abundance is everywhere, shower it on me, let's go. But inside that subconscious mind, it's still not quite caught up. So it takes a lot of mindset work, a lot of repetition and consistency to rework that brain to be like, no, abundance is everywhere. I am worthy. I find that for myself too. I feel like abundance links to your self-worth in a lot of ways. I definitely feel that at times. It's like, no, I am worthy of success in the monetary way as well, because I also feel success, our North American mindset, I feel links success to money. And that's bullshit. Like, let's call bullshit on that right now, because we know this. Success, if you're the richest person in the world, that doesn't necessarily mean you're the most successful. When I look at success, I look at who you are as a human. Because at the end of the day, when we're all gone, when we're dead in the ground, when our spirits have moved on to the next level, it's not going to be about what your bank account said. It's going to be about who you were as a person. How did you show up? How did you leave your mark on the world no matter the size of that. It does. When I say that too, it doesn't mean you have to be famous or everyone knows your work. It could be your immediate circle. It doesn't matter. However you spread your light and however you show up as an amazing human being, that's what success really is to me. But in our world, in the 3D human experience, in order to thrive, and I'm saying that in air quotes, you need to have money. Like, it's just the way it is. And maybe I feel that extra hard because I live in Vancouver, which is just absolute insanity. Like, there's no reason the rent should be what it is here. Everything is so expensive. Actually, speaking of Shauna, we were talking about this. We were like, we pay to live here. Like, it's a luxury to live here, and we work our asses off to be able to be in this beautiful, beautiful province because it's freaking gorgeous here. I love the nature. I love that you get the ocean, the mountains, everything all together, all at once. I love those West Coast vibes, but the cost to live here it's just crazy. And I mean, I feel like we're all feeling that right now, just given the economic state of our world at the moment. It's not just everyone here, it's across the board. We're definitely all feeling that economic stress because, I mean, the interest and inflation is just lit. And I'm like, are our salaries increasing? No. How are we supposed to maintain this? Like, it's not going to work long term. Something's got to give. Something's got to shift. With that being said, what was I even talking about? This is what happens. I go on a tangent and then I don't even know what I was talking about. The brain stops and the squirrel brain has not gone anywhere. But like I was saying, in our world, in order to function, you have to have money. You have to have money for food, for shelter, for the basic human needs for survival. You have to have money. And depending on where your soul feels called to be and feels called to live, that will dictate how much do you need. So it's challenging when you've got to do some mindset reworking in terms of monetary abundance and when the world's not really working on your side. But I still do believe that even with all of those hardships and those challenges and all of that work, it still can be yours. It still is yours. Correction, still is yours. Not can be, is yours. Because shifts happen all the time. And the one thing I do know about money is it's everywhere. It's simply an exchange of energy. We have just put this huge value upon it, and it's just paper. It's not even like back in the day, the money translated into like actual gold. It's not like that anymore. The government will just go print more money. Like, that's one of the reasons inflation's a thing. I think that's a key step. If you do struggle with your mindset around scarcity and money, I feel like taking the pressure off a little bit helps because truly, it is everywhere. It may not be huge amounts. It may be a dime you find over on the ground over there, but it's still some money. It shows you it's everywhere, right? And in our world today, I mean, we are lucky that we have the internet because there's so many avenues you can go to create so many different streams of income. I will say I do find it overwhelming. Like, that's my problem. Like, I am the idea machine, but executing all these ideas, not my strong suit. Like, yes, I can do one thing at a time, but like, oh my God, girls, guys, everybody, when I get overwhelmed, it's like I freeze. I stop in my tracks and my brain goes in 5,000 different directions and I'm like, ah, and I don't know what to do. So I freeze. And I think that's important in just learning to, it's okay if you don't do it all at once. You can take your time, breathe, and lean on others, right? I was talking to one of my good friends, and her and I were both kind of in the same wavelength right now with how we want to change our lives and shift, and we know what our dreams are. We have so much in common. Like, we both have great ideas, but what I love about her is she's got that Capricorn boss bitch energy. So I'm like, give me some of that. I mean, I have triple Capricorn in my chart, but it's in like the other planets, and I just don't feel like my Cappy side comes out that much. And I feel like I could so benefit from that badass Capricorn energy, you know? Like, I've got Capricorn in Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. And yeah, I'm like, all right, badass Cappy energy, come on. But anyways, her and I were talking and I was just like, oh my God. I was like, I'm like, keep me accountable. I'm like, you are organized. You are like, you execute things so well. I'm like, I am overflowing with creativity and ideas, and I can see the big picture. I love that about myself, but I also dislike it about myself sometimes because I know where I want to go, and I'm not saying it's going to look exactly like that when I get there because let's be real, we all know life doesn't always look the way you thought it would look. but it's always the way it's supposed to be. When it comes to my big picture, like I know exactly how I see it going, what I want to achieve. It's for me, the struggle is those little steps to get there because I get overwhelmed or it's a brand new thing and I have no idea, nobody in my immediate circle who does what I want to do. And it's difficult to find people that you trust to lean on, right? Because I'll get people reach out and I'm like, are you even a person? Are you trying to scam me? Like, what are you? And trust is a really big deal for me. Like, I have to trust you, especially if it's something I'm passionate about. Like, if this is a passion project for me and it's my baby and I pour everything into it, I can't just hand it over to someone. I have to trust you. You have to be on my wavelength. We got to have a good vibe. Like, it has to work like that. So I feel like finding people who are on your wavelength that you can lean on, even if it's not the exact same, it's still so valuable. Like, for instance, like my friend I was speaking on, I have a couple friends actually who I lean on a lot when it comes to like business venture things. But the one I was speaking with recently, it's amazing because some of the stuff she wants to do is very similar to me, but in her own way. So I love touching on that because it shows that we can all do, not all of us, but you know what I mean? Like, let's say you and a friend, you have a similar vibe, you have a same mindset with different things or what you want to achieve. And there's different things you both could do, but you can make it tailored to what your individuality is. So what my friend would be offering, like it's so perfect. I can't friggin' wait for her to get it done and get it out there because it's so perfect. You know when someone says something to you and you're like, hell yeah, it's like that. Like as soon as she said it, I was like, fuck yeah, girl. Like that's exactly what you need to do. A portion of what she's talking about is something that I've been researching for years. But again, overwhelmed, I don't know what to do, never pulled the trigger and went for it and did it. But I was just like, it's amazing how she's talking about that now with me. And her same thing. She's like, I know. She's like, same here. Like spun her wheels thinking about it for so long, but wasn't sure how to integrate it in. And I feel like she's there. So I'm like, I love that. I'm like, now let's work together. I'm like, you give me your badass energy, keep me accountable so I can execute the things. Like, and I think that's important to find people who you love and trust who have strengths that you don't. Because sure, we have so many similarities, but she's got some parts that I'm like, I wish I had more of that, or I wish I could pull on that easier. Some things, and it's okay though. It's okay. We're not all meant to be great at everything. But I think that's when it comes down to co-creating with others, right? Oh man, I just had the best vision. It was like this big badass group of awesome people. And we're all different but similar. We're all working towards our goals together. Oh my God, I have a big vision right now. I'm writing it down. Hang on, hold please. All right, we're back. Sorry. That's the way the idea brain works, isn't it? Any other creatives out there who have ideas all the time and at the weirdest times a lot? You know how that is. So yeah, I just had to go write that down because I was like, I do not want to forget that amazing idea. So during these times where you may feel like you don't know what your direction is, you're overwhelmed, you're flustered, you don't know, you're frozen. I find if you're feeling alone, actually letting yourself lean on people, I have a hard time with that. Like, you have to be really close to me for me to lean on you hardcore. And I find too, I don't often let all of my stuff out to everyone close to me because it's too much. You know what I mean? It's just too much emotion. And it depends, I guess, too, what you're talking about. Some friends, you gravitate towards them for certain things, and you know, it's beautiful because we all have different strengths, different things we align with. But I've definitely, and I've always been like this, like super independent. Like I can do it. I got this. I can do this myself. And I've realized it for quite some time now, but I'm still not completely out of the woods on it. But I have to lean on people a little more and of course, trust my intuition because my spidey senses, they're rarely off. Like they're generally pretty dead on when it comes to if I don't feel good around someone, I'm like, not sure. Love when people prove me wrong. Love it. Live for it. But most of the time when I feel a certain type of way, if I go against it, it does come back and bite me in the ass later. But again, sometimes we need to be taught the lesson a little bit harder. Am I right? I feel like I'm really trying to lean into that is to look to the people you know and love and trust. See where your goals align. And if you can work together in some capacity, I know for me anyway, it is so motivating because I thrive. Like, I will procrastinate till the day I die. I will live in the clouds, dreamy, like, let's go. But when someone gives me, you need to do this by this time, I will get it done, and I will get it done amazing. But I need those limits. Like, I need someone to tell me, do this now. It's so funny because I'm also like, don't tell me what to do, but also tell me what to do. It's like the places where I'm not entirely well-versed or comfortable. Like, I need someone to be like, okay, I know this is overwhelming and you're scared and you're freezing and you don't know what to do, but we're going to do this together and we're going to get this done and we're going to get it out there. So I feel like that's really important if you're independent or, you know, an artist, because we are so sensitive and passionate about our work. And like I said, we pour every ounce of ourselves into it. It's not just a business transaction. It is my mind, my soul, my heart, my feelings, my blood, sweat, and tears. It's everything. And that's also part of me that I wish I could draw from more, is the business side. The business bitch. Oh my God, I just thought of The Office. It's Kelly Kapoor, the business bitch. Seriously though, I need some business bitch in my life because I feel like that would just benefit me so much to be able to have a more business savvy mind. And I mean, I have a commerce degree from Dalhousie University, but marketing, no matter what, was always my strength. It's just so natural to me. And the other parts of business, like with the monetary figures and like not putting too much feeling into things, I struggle hard. So I'm like, can someone just be my manager? Like, make the deals. I'll show up. I will be amazing. I will go above and beyond. And I think too, that helps you learn a new arena. Like, if you're stepping into an area of life you don't know, of course, it's fun to be brave and just figure it out, as we all do. You have to some extent, right? To even get to that place. But when you want to elevate a little bit and you're stuck, I really do feel that leaning on people is so important. And that's a lesson that I'm also learning myself and trying to implement into my life, because it's one thing to know stuff, but what is that saying? It's like knowledge is power, but it's not really power until you put it into action. That's something I'm really trying to implement, not just for this full moon, but like this year, like action. Take action to elevate, because if you can see where you want to go, you're not just going to magically get there. Girl, I wish I could just magically get there. Fuck, that would just be the bomb.com. Yes, I just said that. I don't care if that ages me. I'm a millennial, proud of it. But I'm just saying, like, oh my God, wouldn't we all just love that if we could just snap our fingers and just be there? But it's not how it works, and it's part of the journey. I also have to lean into loving the journey too. It's not that I don't love the journey. It's just, I know what I want, and I want it now. That's a song I won't start singing to you. But I think that's what I'm being taught, is obviously patience and putting in the work and learning to enjoy the process, even the parts that I'm scared of and don't know what to do, and leaning into those transitions and those changes, because some people hate change. I wouldn't say I hate change. It depends where it is in life. Like, I love moving to new places, and I don't know, I've always had kind of that wandering soul, like that wanderlust soul, whatever you want to call it. I just love experiencing new places, new things, new people, new cultures, new everything. So I'm not scared when it comes to stuff like that. When it comes to career, I guess the Taurus coming out of me, I love stability when it comes to like my money. I don't like to feel unstable. And I have 100% felt unstable in my life with money. But that's what's scary, right? Because you can be in a soul-sucking job that you hate, that you know is not for you. You know what you needed from it. You knew it served you at some time, but you've overstayed your welcome. Like, you know it's time to move on. And like it or not, the universe is going to push you and put things in your path that's going to, well, I hate saying this. It's not always like this. I don't want to be morbid, but it's going to break you. So you change. That tower moment is going to happen. That's going to I'm laughing at these words I'm choosing, but it's going to thrust you into the direction that you're supposed to go. It might be sticky and scary and unsure and all those like anxiety-ridden feelings, but I really do believe that once we take those crazy leaps and those jumps and just say, fuck it, let's go, let's do this, you do get rewarded. The universe is not going to make you do something real scary and not give you a little some reward for it or something challenging. Like, and again, I always have to preface this by saying it's not like everything you do is going to be rewarded, and it's not about that. It's not about that. Life is so much more than just pleasure and rewards. But again, Taurus over here. I love me some pleasure. So yeah, leaning into that journey, definitely a key part that I think a lot of us don't do because we're so focused on past or future, not present. And just breathing and being present is so key. Wow, I feel like I'm having a therapy session with everyone right now. I really feel like I needed this today. So I am happy that I decided to hit record from bed today and get it done and get an episode out for you. I was like, this is not going to be the day that we do not have an episode out. So coming back from my tangent, back into this full moon in Virgo, March 7th. So as we all know, it's all about the cleansing, healing on a deep soul level. We're going to detox and cut the cords of what no longer serves us in our life. And I really do feel that so strongly right now. I was listening to a couple, again, they're collective readings, so not everything resonates, but I know when something's for me and it resonates hard. And these past few readings I've had are so accurate. Like might be a couple little parts where I was like, no, that's for somebody else. That's not for me. But the things that were for me were so strong and vivid. And I was like, oh shit. But it's so wild, like just so nailed everything I've been feeling lately, just been in such a challenging area of life. And I know it's like that tower moment before I'm being, I'm going to say it again, but thrust into my new direction. And I really do feel like these things that are not serving me anymore, like we're done. Like there's no more surviving through it. We're done. Like that's it. Straw that broke the camel's back. No more. So, and I've known this for quite some time with this area of life, so it's not a total surprise, but it also is showing me that, sure, I'm always going to believe that the world and the universe, God, creator, divine, Mother Gaia, source, whatever you call it, whatever you look to, I always will believe in its magic. I always will believe in divine intervention. I will believe in miracles, always, because miracles do happen. It's just the way the world is. I will always believe that. But I also am learning, and I feel like I've known, but, you know, the la la land part of me wants to just believe someone will magically notice me, and something will fall into my lap, and it'll take me where I need to be. And that's just not quite how it works. So taking action, and you have to co-create with the universe. Like, you have to take action because the universe can give you signs all day long, but if you're just looking at them and not actually doing anything about them, they're going to float by. So it's key to not only learn and absorb and be aware, but also take action so you can co-create, so you can make magic happen in your life. So I'm really feeling that part of this full moon energy. And it's just so, again, interesting how these issues, they bubble to the surface. And again, I know you guys know I've been working on like the fun, people pleasing. That's definitely been at the surface for some time, but it's awesome because the stuff that was so intense for me to work through before that, I mean, I'm not saying it's completely gone because we know healing's not linear. Life can always throw you a curveball. But it's amazing because this issue here, it's just been so present for so long, but it's been, I guess, necessary for this long. Now it's like not necessary, but I'm so uncomfortable still. Like when I have to stand up for myself with something, maybe in regards to work, and I feel like I'm being difficult or I feel like I shouldn't be saying anything because I am very go with the flow. Anyone who knows me, I like to just go with it. Like if we're traveling, like, I mean, of course there might be places I'd like to go, but I love just being like, yep, cool, let's go. So when it comes to rocking the boat a little bit with certain areas, I still get so uncomfortable. And like the part of me that hates conflict and doesn't like confrontation and doesn't like, you know, upsetting people, it's still very there, but it's cool because I'm looking at it from a different lens now. And I'm like, oh, I see you. You're still there. So it's really interesting working on that and like learning to stand up for myself or maybe say something in a more direct way that's not sugar-coated, because that's another thing. Like I always would try to say things in the most nice way, blah, blah, blah. Again, not saying I'm perfect with this. I'm not saying I've never said something wrong or said something, you know what I'm saying. We ain't talking like that. I'm not saying I've always been perfect in my communication style, but what I'm saying is I don't enjoy disrupting things, and I have to learn that as long as it's in a healthy manner and it's serving the highest good, it's okay to be direct. It's okay to speak your mind. It's okay to go against the grain if it's for the right reasons and it's for your highest good, your well-being. It's okay to do that. And it's just, yeah, it's interesting because, again, I know I can still feel how uncomfortable I am with it, but I'm going to give myself props for recognizing that and at least working through it the best way I can, because that's all we can do is just keep on picking away at it. And, might be 2 steps forward, 3 steps back, might be 5,000 steps forward, and you might only take 2 back. Who knows? We're all different. We all heal differently. It just depends what you put into it and how deeply it affects you, right? But yeah, I'm feeling a lot of that stuff come up as well. But again, I know those things are that way, that mindset, that way of thinking, it needs to go. Needs to go. Goodbye. And that's what's up. So, you may feel different shifts in your love life, your work life, your health, your mindset. Full moon energy, it doesn't necessarily affect every single portion of your life. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But I know which parts of my life it's really prominent in, and it's the work area. And definitely mindset, of course, because that kind of goes hand in hand with how you approach your life and how you move forward. But definitely take this time to release that self-doubt and welcome in the inspiration. Know your worth. That is such a key takeaway from this. Know your worth. This is such a powerful portal for energetic healing. It's a time to feel your worth, your power, and your ability to direct your life. We're still in Pisces season, so we're still going with the flow. But with this full moon in Virgo is more structured. So we still have control over our life. It's like you're in a canoe or a boat or a raft. You're floating down that beautiful, dreamy Pisces river, but you are controlling where you go by steering with your Virgo energy. So take control, and your intuition is your guide. Your intuition will steer you where you need to go. So just remember, focus on your worth. And I resonate with that so hard, because self-worth has always been an issue. Not issue, I won't say that word. Self-worth has always been something that I have had to work on. And I feel like that's pretty common for most people I speak with. We get that imposter syndrome, like, who am I? Do I deserve to be here? I'm saying, yes, you do, honey. Yes, you do. It's so funny. I could tell. It's like, I think we're all, again, we can all relate to this. You can tell like someone else all these amazing things about them. You could be the biggest cheerleader, hyping up your friends. And then when it comes to do it for yourself, it can be so challenging at times. And I don't know why. I don't get that. I'm like, why are we like this? Why are we like this? Make it make sense. Because we are good enough. We are good enough. Say it with me right now. I am good enough. I am worthy. I'm going to own my power, and I have the ability to direct my life. When we give our power to others, we wonder why we're depleted. And when we don't feel like we're good enough, that's what we're doing. Like, we're giving away our power. And we need to take that power back, honey, and feel our full magic, because that's what's up. And I'm saying this just as much for you as I am for myself, because I really do feel like all that positive reinforcement is necessary for me right now. And I think it's important too to have faith even when it's hard. Lean on the people that you love and trust. Let the tears flow. My God, the tears have been flowing for me all weekend. My partner, he's like, oh my God, babe. He's like wiping my tears away from me. Oh my God, I love him so much. He's just so amazing. He gave me such an amazing, I call it pep talk, but it was just so much more than that. It was such a deep conversation, and he's so amazing. So shout out to my boo. So much love. And that's what I'm saying, right? Like leaning on people you love and trust. And when people can like let you be raw and vulnerable and let you just let it all out, even when it's not pretty, so much gratitude for that. So we got to lean into these energetic shifts, everybody. Rest, of course, like any full moon, rest, let yourself rest. It's okay. I'm saying, yes, take charge of your life. But it's okay if you got to rest a little before. And I think you're going to feel it. You'll feel that energy, because I do. I definitely feel more energized than I have for quite some time. So I'm definitely going to lean into that, because I know how easy it is to not feel energized. So while I feel it, I'm like, all right, let's move. Also on the 7th, we've got Saturn moving into Pisces. So this is the first time this has happened in 3 years. So as one chapter closes, another opens. We're going to let go of what no longer serves us, and you can commit to anything you desire and expand through this transit. So again, all about expansion, letting go of what doesn't work anymore. And as we grow and evolve, things are going to change. Things are going to shift. And I think that's beautiful. And we shouldn't be afraid of change in that way. Like, I feel like sometimes people get so attached to their identities, they don't want to let go of who they were. And it's like, you don't have to completely let go of that, but growing and evolving, I just feel like that's how we become more enlightened, more compassionate, more wise, more able to navigate the rapids of life and evolution and learning and growing and evolving into a better version of who you are. Never wrong in my books. I feel like it's okay to, you don't have to constantly be doing work on yourself. That's exhausting. You need to have rest. Trust me, the healing process is not easy. So rest and knowing when to take those moments for joy, for play, for laughter. That's so key too. I love joy, fun, play, and laughter. Oh my God. I'm like, if that could be my job, we'd be all set. Lean into those things and reconnect with that inner child. Like, I swear, as kids, we knew what was up, lean into your intuition, do what feels right, don't overthink it, and let yourself flow. So just remember, as you take on this week, you are capable and worthy of achieving your goals and dreams, every single one of you, no matter what that looks like. When I say these things, it doesn't mean you gotta start a business. It doesn't mean you gotta go do all these intense things. Maybe your dreams are to just relax and have a healthy family unit and be outside and be present. If that's it, driver, like I'm here for that. I mean, those are all parts of what I want for my life. When I have human babies, that is such a key thing for me, having a healthy family dynamic. So your dreams can look like whatever they look like to you. And if you're inspired by something someone does and it speaks to you, maybe look into that. Maybe that's a sign. Maybe that's like, I could try that. And also, can we stop hating on people for going for their dreams? I know you listeners are all amazing and you don't vibe this way, but I've seen a lot. Like, I have so much respect for network marketing. I get it. It's a business model, but my God, the negative connotations and negative comments, because I have tons of friends in network marketing. Myself, I still have a network marketing business. I don't work it actively, but love the products. Always going to be there for the products. But I have respect for it because I get it. And I just feel like people are so quick to shit on it because they just take what they heard from someone. It's like the epitome of low vibrational activity. It's like that gossip or like taking a headline. It's literally, I compare it, those Star magazines and like everything that the headlines, the gossip, like, it's not real. It's false. It's fiction. It's just there to sell. That's what it feels like. It feels like people take one little piece of information and they don't look any further, and then they make their entire opinion about that. And I mean, I could say that about so many things. And it's very easy for people to do that now. Again, internet is amazing, but it's also, of course, got its downfalls. And even though I love that there's so much information out there, we need to be more discerning with what we read and actually research it further and be like, is this an opinion piece? Is this facts? What is this? So definitely do your research into whatever topic it is that you're looking at, and don't be too quick to judge, and let people live. Let people live. Like, why can't we just be happy for our friends who've started a business or who are putting themselves out there on social media? Why are we judging? Like, what is it doing? It's not doing anything. It's showing more about your insecurities and what you need to work on than it is about the person doing whatever it is they're doing. So that's my TED Talk for today on that. Anyways, we're going to wrap up our episode and call tea time for today. I hope you enjoyed this lovely rant that we went on about all of the things. It was a nice little check-in for me. Don't forget to listen to episode 53. Get in on that giveaway. It's over tonight, March 7th, Pacific Standard Time. Don't you worry. Still lots of time to get in there and take a listen. After you're done listening to this, go right to episode 53 and you'll be able to hear not only how you can get in on the giveaway, but also an incredible story. Like, you're going to laugh, you're going to cry, you're going to feel all the feels listening to Kels and B share their amazing stories. I just want to thank you all one more time for always tuning in and bringing the love. I feel it. I love it. I'm here for it. And let's keep on sharing this and bringing in more awesome humans to our connection and just building a community of everyone who resonates and wants to be just part of this awesome, sparkly community. So sending love and light to all of you as always. You got this. You got this full moon. Don't let the full moon get you down. If you're feeling the feels a little extra, maybe do some journaling, maybe do some meditation, a little mantra work, maybe go outside and scream. Punch a punching bag, do whatever it is you got to do to get the feelings out, put on your favorite cry movie, have an ugly cry, whatever it is you got to do. Or if you're feeling the energy and you're like lit and you're like, hell yeah, let's go. Go after your dreams. Make that website. Put up that reel, that TikTok. Do anything. Whatever it is. Whatever you're feeling, lean into it. And whatever you're feeling, just know it's okay. And you can lean in and it's all going to work out. But stay consistent. When you're feeling down in the dumps, find anything you can to lean on, whether that be a person, maybe it's moving your body, maybe it's listening to your favorite podcast, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Whatever it is that can help get you out of the mud and bloom into that beautiful lotus that you are, do that. So love all of you so much. Happy Tea Time Tuesday, and we will see you next week.